Hey there, Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. It's Maggie from Moondirected. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon, and this reading will be covering the next 2 weeks of lunar activity and how it will be affecting your life. I have to tell you that this eclipse energy was really strong, and it kind of puts us at the end of a cycle, and it kind of feels like it's the preparation for the beginning of the new cycle, and you may not really notice that. I think it's going to be a time of researching and trying to figure things out before you get to the next phase, which will be next week sometime. So let's just see what you really only have one card. Oh, it is. For you, it's about starting something, growing something, coming up with the new plan, the nurturing, the getting it going thing. So the moon is going to start out in your 11th house of groups and group activities. It's going to move through this first week. It's going to move through your 12th house of hopes, goals, dreams, and wishes. And then laying the foundation of, who you are and how you feel about it and what's of value to you. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's take a look and see what we have. But you're definitely growing something. Wow, you can't really see that at all with this light. So the Empress, she's beautiful. She's like, hey, I'm nurturing this project. I'm taking care of this project. And when that moon is in Pisces out in your 11th house, that is... that's going to be about what are you committing to as far as what groups do you want to be in? Where do you, it's a commitment to yourself. This is self-forgiveness. So if you have been sticking around in a situation where you don't feel loved by yourself, where you're like, I'm not sure that I'm where I'm supposed to be, doing what I'm supposed to do, it says here, let go of old guilt and remember that you are God's perfect child. So Taurus, just like the rest of us, you make mistakes. It's part of the growth process. That's part of this Empress energy here. That's part of how do we figure this out and move forward, and what are we creating for ourselves. That is part of this whole growing up and becoming who we were meant to be and learning the lessons that we're supposed to learn. I think I like that better. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. All right, so when it moves on Monday into that confidence, that sense of self-confidence, because the moon is in Aries at that point in your 12th house, it's like the confidence to chase down your dreams, to grow what you want to grow, to nurture yourself, to love yourself, the confidence in yourself, so that you build your self-esteem, so you go after what it is that you really want. And what is it? This is you becoming authentically you. This is you becoming authentically you. This is you understanding that you are going to make mistakes along the way, but you need to be authentically you. That's what's important. So it's a commitment to yourself, to forgive yourself and love yourself, and then the confidence to be authentically who you are and keep growing and nurturing and caring for yourself and taking yourself into this next phase and stage of your life so that you can be who you're supposed to be. So you can be who you're supposed to be. Who you actually are. You're supposed to be who you actually are. So what are your principles and your values? Because when that moon moves into Taurus, that is all about you. And at this stage, the last quarter of the moon like it is, it's about what do you value? What is important to you? Where are your principles? Where are your values? What matters? What matters to you? This is about you, saying, okay, look, this is who I am. I can't rest on my past exploits or whatever I've done that's created. What can I create that's new? What am I growing now? What's of value to me? Where am I going with all this? You have a lot of cards here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the first one that I saw was laughter. So it's definitely time to put some joy back into your life. We have magnify your intentions. So what is it that you're trying to create, to grow? The Empress is all about magnifying your intentions. It says you are lovable. I think this is all about you finding you, about falling in love with you and knowing that you are a wise soul. You have a wise soul here, and yes, you are. You have all this innate knowledge and wisdom. It's your superpower. You just know things. You see things very clearly from the ground level. You can lay foundations. You understand how to build solid structures. And sometimes you try to maybe skip a few steps, bypass a few steps. Everybody tries to do these things. And you think, I should have known better. Okay, well, that's part of the growing process. And we're all here to grow and learn things. And you are going to be facing a challenge coming up. You're going to be facing a challenge that you're going to need to research your way through. It's time to get a better perspective, a different perspective. I shouldn't say better, a different perspective. So you see things from the ground level, and maybe it's time to elevate and take a higher perspective and step back and get a larger view and do a little research on what you need to do to bring the joy, to understand how lovable you are, to forgive yourself, to be authentically you. This growth right here, this growth isn't about your finances. This growth isn't about a business or any of the things you know you can manifest financially. This is about growing in you. This is about you accepting you for who you are and knowing that other people, when you are authentically you, when you shine out who you really are, you'll attract the people that are supposed to be in your life. When you pretend to be something you're not to impress, you attract people in that are expecting that other entity. But when you are authentically you, you're impressive all by yourself as to who you really are. And the people that you will be attracting in you'll still going to attract people in, but they'll be the right people for you. And so we have gentleness. Be kind to yourself and to others. Honor your gentleness and speak words of love. And I really think these are speak words of love to yourself. I think this is the challenge. I think the challenge for you is learning how to forgive yourself for being human, stepping into your authenticity, knowing that you are lovable, that you deserve to have laughter in your life. You can magnify your intentions by believing in yourself. So gentleness. I want to say use positive, gentle affirmations daily. Things like, I am loving, I am lovable, I am loved. And those are all true. You're not making that up. Affirmations are just stating truth. I am lovable, I am loving, I am loved. If you say nothing else to yourself several times a day, say that. Because what happens then is you create this atmosphere around you where you feel it, you know it's there, you feel it, and it starts to shine through. And when the love shines through, people come running. This is about you loving you. And I can tell that, there's a sense of disillusionment that has come through. Probably this eclipse highlighted it, really illuminated it for you. That, but you take this information and you turn it into wisdom because you're a wise soul. So maybe something didn't turn out the way you thought it would in the area of your heart, but that's because it wasn't for you. You have not for you. That's that disillusionment. And that's followed by serendipity. When you release with that energy that we just had of that eclipse, it goes out 6 to 18 months. When you release that from your life that is not working, those people or situations that make you feel inadequate and unlovable, when you release yourself from their expectations, when you release yourself from your expectations and just deal in your authenticity of who you actually are, when you start saying to yourself, it says right here, you are lovable. I am lovable. I am loving. I am loved. That's when you start bringing in the relationships that work, the ones that you deserve. And this new moon is an opportunity. It's in fortune. We have the sun is in Jupiter at this degree. That's about expansion and opportunity. And 11, well, 11, that's a doorway. So this is a doorway. This new moon is a real doorway, a real opportunity here to bring into your life that which you want. What wasn't for you, you need to let it go. It was serendipitous that it's leaving. I am lovable. I am loving. I am loved. I am lovable. I am loving. I am loved. So there's a big change coming. There's an opportunity here to escape from negative energy. That's what the moon at this degree is all about. It is about the opportunity to escape negative energy and to step into the sun in Jupiter and allow that light to expand in your life, to allow the positive expansion. It's a good time for a big change in your life. And yeah, you're going to need to do a little recharging so you can begin the next stage. But the answers you need are coming. The answers you need are coming. That is full moon in Gemini. That's in December. So 6 to 8 months from now, you might find yourself in a whole other space than where you are right now. But the answers you need are coming. But in the meantime, there's growth and opportunity. There's a need for self-love. There's a need for gentleness with yourself. There's a need for you to be authentically yourself. There is a need for self-forgiveness. If you take care of you, if you do these things for you, if you understand that what has been eliminated for your life wasn't for you, serendipity is the hand of God stepping in and sweeping out of your life that which did not belong. The answers you need are coming, and they're 6 months away, it looks like. And that's okay. That's pretty good because that energy goes out 6 to 18 months and you're on the shorter end of that. Some people it's not so much. It could be 18 months. I guess the full moon in Gemini would be 1.5 years from now, but you know, let's focus on doing the things that need to be done right now. The gentleness with yourself, the self-forgiveness, the loving of yourself, and the understanding that you are lovable and that you deserve love. So you have 3 dragons that showed up here when we get to this recharge stage right here. This is the part where you recharge and you start planning for the future and figuring out where it is you're going, but it's the little breath. And so you have the crystal yellow dragon, which opens you to higher learning and wisdom, because you are a wise soul. This higher learning and wisdom, this is learning and wisdom in the heart space. This is knowing who you are. This is getting in touch with your guides, with your higher self. We have the golden Christed light, brings you higher love so that you embody the Christ light. This is about loving yourself. I really feel like for most Tauruses that are watching this video anyways, that for you, this full moon eclipsed out of your life negative relationships that weren't working, things that made you feel less than amazing. And the Earth and Fire Dragon work with you to clear the 5th dimensional ley lines, which that means is that with this self-love and this Christ light and this recharging, you are getting ready to start on the ascension. They're clearing the path to allow you to ascend. But part of that is you doing your part, which is being kind to yourself, being gentle to yourself, forgiving yourself, loving yourself, being authentically you. You came here with a special set of gifts to share. And when you hide them by being somebody that you're not, then you're not doing your work yet. You need to do your work. You have a purpose. You're here to help others. Yourself, but others. We're all trying to raise the vibration of the earth collectively, but it begins by raising our vibration individually. So even if you don't are like, well, I can't take on a big project. No, loving yourself, forgiving yourself, understanding that makes you one more light. So now it's the investment stage. We're at the investment stage. This is the research and giving your project an opportunity to grow. But for you, it's about the quiet retreat. This is about the retreat into yourself, to allow yourself to love yourself and be kind to yourself. So taking that space for yourself, it's an investment in yourself that's big. You do have an employment change coming. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will release you, will help you to release the old and welcome the new. You're being supported each step of the way. So yes, there is, an employment change coming, and maybe your work situation is what's really making you feel not confident and feeling like you're a failure. It doesn't have to be a intimate partner relationship. But these houses that we're working through right here, you're kind of in the home area. So finding that work-life balance is important. If work isn't working for you, or if an area that you live in isn't working and you need to move, that could be your employment change. But I think mostly this is about you loving you and understanding how amazing you are. How amazing you are. I have so many Taurus friends. Part of it is because you guys are so amazing. Part of it is because you're that stable earth sign, and I have a lot of water in my chart, and I like the stability. And part of why that stable earth sign likes me is because I have that water that softens the earth, right? Keeps it from getting all dried out and cracked. So that water comes from emotions and love. And so if you don't have a water sign in your life that's pouring that kind of positive emotional energy on yourself, do it for yourself. Love yourself. Ooh, you have creativity. You have the feminine. This is that receptive energy. This is you allowing the energy of, this is that self-love. This is that letting the intuition come in. This is about nurturing and caring for yourself. This is self-love and creativity. This is about being creative on the inside. This is the journey within. So, nurturing yourself, loving yourself, that's the goal for the next 2 weeks, to get you started using this energy of the eclipse to launch you forward. It looks really positive. There's so much growth and opportunity ahead. The situation that should have eclipsed out of your life, it eclipsed out because it isn't for you. And if you're hanging on to it because you're stubborn and you feel like you need to stick it out and make it work and it's really not working, the universe wants to remind you that it is not for you. It is not for you. And the answers are coming. All right? Take care of yourself. I really mean that. Let me know what you think about this format for the videos. I will be doing this for like the next 2 months. And then I might go back to the other. But for now, I have to do this because of my time constraints. But you take care. And I will talk to you soon.